So in this video, we are going to analyze a company from the FMCG space, or rather a food and beverages space. Recently, we have observed that during the market correction due to elections or for any other reason, the FMCG stocks came into the limelight. So whenever there is panic in the market, people try to take shelter and they try to exit their risky investments and move their money to safer sectors which are believed to be FMCG, IT and pharma kind of sectors, and the top being the FMCG sector in this category. So why people feel safe in this is because it's a consumer-led story, and the consumption of these regular products, in spite of the ups and downs in the economy, is always there. And that's also a reason why these stocks always trade at a premium valuation compared to the other sectors, as there is always stability and continuity in these businesses. So one such company is Bikaji Foods, which we are going to talk about in this video. It's a recently listed company and a well-known brand in India, rapidly expanding globally also now. So if you're new to the channel, please to subscribe it and also hit the bell icon to get notifications of all the new updates which I upload. And if you are not a part of a Telegram channel, do join today by clicking the link in the description so that you join the correct Telegram channel. Every day morning before the market opens, I share my views on the market and also share some portfolio management strategies which will help you increase the returns of your investments. So this will be a flow of our presentation. We'll talk about the business model in brief. We'll look at the stock performance in the last 1 year because it's a recently listed company. We'll talk about the main financial parameters. We'll look at the reasons why the stock has given the recent rally. We'll talk about the outlook of the company going forward. We'll look at the valuations at present. We'll talk about the risks of investing in this business and form an overall view after this discussion. So Bikaji Foods is mainly a food and beverages company. So Bikaji Foods is mainly a food manufacturing company which manufactures snacks and namkeens in India. Broadly, they have about 6 categories of products. So they make bhujia, namkeens, then packed sweets, papad and a lot of western snacks also, the majority of the contributor being the Indian ethnic snacks. This is the bifurcation of the different categories of products from which the revenue comes. The ethnic snacks contribute the maximum, which is about 70% of the revenue of this company. The second are the packed sweets, which contribute about 13.5%. Then come the western snacks, about 8%, and the others contribute about 6% and 2% from papad and others. When you look at the capacities of production, after the recent capex, the company has a total capacity of somewhere around 3 lakh metric tons. And the company says that with this capacity, they can easily 2x the turnover from the present levels. When you look at the manufacturing facilities, they are well spread. They have facilities in the north, central, east, and even the southern region of India. The company continuously focuses on increasing their reach in terms of the distribution network. They also focus on direct distribution. And if you look at the reach in terms of the number of outlets, they have more than 10.5 lakh outlets which they are reaching as on date. So that is a huge distribution network. And this is one kind of a moat along with their brand. The distribution network is also a moat for a new company or a new brand which is not easy to replicate. Suppose a new brand comes up and makes these products, still for them to replicate this kind of a distribution network of more than 10,50,000 outlets is going to take a lot of time. Now the IPO was somewhere around 300 rupees and the listing was also somewhere at that price. From that kind of a level of 300, it gave a jump to about 450 and then consolidated for a while, and then a fresh rally began towards the 600 range. And just before the elections, the stock was under a consolidation mode. And we have discussed that in the recent fall in the markets due to elections, FMCG stocks came into a limelight, which gave a breakout to the stock and it made a fresh new high of somewhere around 750 rupees. In terms of financials also, if you see the recent results which include the PLI benefit, also gave a push in terms of valuations to this company. Now for this company, it is very important and peculiar to look at the growth in terms of volumes also. So in terms of volumes, it grew about 15% in FY24. And in terms of categories of different products, the ethnic snacks, which is a major contributor to the business, grew about 13.4%, packed sweets about 14.4%, the western snacks about 13.2%, and papad about 10%. So these are the main 4 categories of products of these units. Now if you look at the revenue trend in the last 5 years, it has steadily grown. In FY24, you will notice a bigger jump in revenues, but you have to note that this includes the PLI benefit which the company has got or taken in this year. If you exclude that, then the growth in FY24 compared to FY23 is just about 13.7%. The similar case is with the EBITDA also. It was stable at 150 crores in FY21-22 and from thereafter increased to about 200 crores in FY23. But this jump which you see from 200 to 400 crores in FY24 includes the PLI benefit. The EBITDA margins for this company on a long-term basis are somewhere around 10-11%. And this margin of FY24 at 17% includes a one-off item which will not be reoccurring in every year. So as we have discussed, these numbers include the PLI benefits, and when you have to look at the growth of this company, you have to concentrate on the volume growth mainly. So in FY24, the revenue growth was about 13.7% and the volume growth was about 15.5%. In this, what I don't like is that the overall revenue growth is lower than the volume growth. If the company is able to command premium or able to pass on the increase in the raw material cost and take a price increase, then ideally the revenue growth overall in terms of value terms should be higher than the volume growth. Now, what is the reason for the rise in the stock price in the last 1 year? These companies which are into the food and beverages sector command premium, as this is our most safer businesses, consumer-led businesses, and that's why the companies get higher multiples compared to the others. Then in terms of size of opportunity, this is huge because India as a market is a very big market. Both production and consumption can happen in India at a larger scale. So even if these companies don't look at the export market, still in India, their penetration can be much, much higher than the 10.5 lakh outlets which they are serving to right now. In terms of growth also, the company has done fairly well. Even if you exclude the PLI benefits, in the last 5 years, they have shown steady growth about 10-20% every year. Now, what is the growth outlook which the management is giving going forward? They have done a recent capex of somewhere around 430 crores, and with this, the government has given a subsidy of about 261 crores. So the entire subsidy has not come into their books right now. The subsidy for the last 3 years on cash basis they have taken in FY24, which gave a jump to the numbers. But going forward, they will be taking on accrual basis every year. So there will be another benefit of PLI for the next 3 years, which will come gradually. And when you analyze the numbers, you have to see for the next few years also with and without PLI benefit. The capacity of somewhere around 3 lakh tons presently, the company says that they can 2x the revenue with the same capacity. And going forward, they will continuously increase their distribution network through their direct distribution model. And when you look at the company, they are focusing or dividing different geographies or states in India in different buckets like core markets, focused markets, and others. So the core markets are the 2-3 states from which the company is getting the maximum revenue. And going forward, the company feels that they will add more states in the core markets. They are continuously doing different marketing initiatives, and they have Mr. Amitabh Bachchan as a brand ambassador. They have renewed this contract for the next 3 years. They do sponsorships for various sports tournaments and also do advertising abroad. In FY25, they are targeting a volume growth of somewhere around 13 to 15%. And they also plan to increase the prices in the range of about 2 to 4% in FY25. So ideally, as a combination of this, you should expect a growth of somewhere around 15-16% in the coming year in terms of value in sales. On top of it, the PLI benefit will be added. The company has also ventured into frozen foods, which will also act as a back-end production for their QSR change. Like Aldirams, they are also into the QSR space by having small outlets of food products. Now, when you look at the valuations, these companies always get premium valuations. So in the last 1 year on an average, the stock was trading at somewhere around 70 to 75 times the earnings. And the recent drop in valuations which you observe is not because of the jump in profits organically, but because of the increase in profits due to the PLI benefit. But still the market has given its the desired value, and the valuations have now come back to the normal 67 kind of a multiple. But when you look at the valuation in terms of price to book value, it is trading at somewhere around 15x, which is definitely not cheap. Now, what are the risks of investing in this company? There is aggressive competition from players bigger than them like the Haldirams and smaller than them. There are also new startups venturing into the same space, and the competition is getting intense. Then for them to enter newer states and newer geography, the same quality and taste of product may not be acceptable everywhere. So they will not get equal acceptance in each and every state with the same taste, which will be a challenge for this company. Within India and internationally, in terms of food quality, there are several checks happening, and if there is any issue found, like recently the issue was found in the masalas in Singapore. So if there is such kind of a issue found in India or any other country, there could be a big risk for this company. And premium valuations always are a risk, because if the growth slows down and if the company witnesses any degrowth in any particular year, the premium to a certain extent will be taken off by the market. The company has doubled their capex now, and therefore there will be execution risk for them to utilize this capex fully for the next 3 to 4 years. So this is a crisp information about Bikaji Foods, which covers all the important points which you must know as an investor. So we have talked about the business model of the company, we have talked about the recent growth in the numbers, the valuations, the growth plans, the risks involved. Now, what is our overall view on the stock? If you're holding this company from lower levels, you should continue to hold because the company is still guiding for about 15% growth in the coming year. So as long as the growth is intact, as long as the brand value is there, I don't see any risk of much of a downside in the stock. But if you're looking at a fresh entry at these kind of levels, then the re-rating is mostly over in the stock, and from here onwards the organic growth of this company would be somewhere around 15% in the top line. So similar returns you can expect in the range of about 15-20% as a shareholder also. So if you're happy with the safety you're getting in such companies, and if you're happy with these kind of returns, then it suits your risk profile and you should be buying these kind of stocks. But if you are somebody who is very aggressive, who wants to take more risk and earn higher returns, then you should look at other companies as well. So that's about Bikaji Foods. I hope you like the crisp video. If you like it, hit the like button and do share it with your friends. If you want me to make videos on your favorite stocks, mention the names in the comment section. In fact, this video's name also we have taken from the comment section as well. Do join our Telegram channel. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.